Hey everyone, this is Fragger here from Achievement Hunter, here to give you the next episode of Retroactive, the series which we take a look at a game or a series of games from the NES all the way up to the past generation of consoles and including PC games. This is so we can figure out if we would like to see a port, a remake, or maybe even a sequel of these games long since past. And today's episode is all about Rise of the Triad. Rise of the Triad was a game that was developed by 3D Realms, then known as Apogee Software. Rumor has it that this game began as a sequel to Wolfenstein 3D, when it was entitled Wolfenstein 3D Rise of the Triad. It then became its own thing, where you get to run around with rocket launchers blowing up monks and things that kind of look like Nazis. When Rise of the Triad was released in February 95, a little bit after Doom 2, this game was fairly similar to the other games of that era. You run around, you shoot dudes, you collect keys, you beat the level. But the thing that this game had in spades over those was its incredibly over-the-top nature. This is a game that did not take itself seriously. I mean, Christ, this game has 6 rocket launchers, including one that's like a grenade launcher that shoots walls of fire. But yeah, this game is still fairly linear, running around, shoot dudes, they explode. There's even a code where you get to turn on extra gibs, and it gets kind of bloody and ridiculous. But as I mentioned about the weapons, you have a whole bunch of weapons. As I mentioned, you have a whole ton of rocket launchers. You have dual pistols, an MP40, but then you've also got some magic weapons, which are kind of cool. You have a staff, which kind of eviscerates people, and a bat that allows you to hit projectiles back towards people. So if they're shooting rocks at you, you can bat them right back at them. And then you've also got 2 invincibility type modes. One that's a god mode, where it quote-unquote literally turns you into a god and you shoot orbs out of your hands and makes people explode, and it's kind of awesome. Another one that turns you into a dog and you bite people, because that's the kind of game that this is. But that's pretty much Rise of the Triad in a nutshell. It's fairly long, it's got about 40 levels, tons of secrets, bosses, etc. If you want to check this game out right now, you can go over to Good Old Games and give it a try. But for the future, I would actually like to see a reboot of this franchise, because this game in its current state probably wouldn't fare that well as a port or even a remake. But what should happen is like a spiritual successor, because we all need more over-the-top, completely gratuitous FPSs that don't take themselves seriously. It'd be quite awesome to see another one of those around, wouldn't it? See you guys next week.